Tell me your goals and your biggest problems. Now open your diary and I'll tell you what's missing. Okay, this was a meeting where I'm mentoring a group of business leaders and investors going back a few months, and we were doing a bit of goal setting, and I was kind of going, look, I want you guys to tell me the biggest challenge that you've got to furthering your success at this stage. And we went through the whole thing, and each person had their problems, and I just need a little bit more of this, or we should be doing more of that, and I'm lacking money, and I'm lacking this, and all these things. And then I went away and I looked at those and I kind of gave my thoughts, and the first thing that came to mind, and after lunch we came back and we reviewed the whole thing. But the one theme that ran true through the whole scenario was open your diary and tell me what the problem is. What I mean by that is often it's an organizational issue. So if you were saying, and this one guy was like, full-time property investor, doing really well, part of hotels, buy-to-lets, this, that, and the other. And he's like, mate, like the caveat to my growth is money. I don't have enough investors. I was like, cool, got it. Okay. Open up your diary. Let's look at your schedule and tell me how many times during the week or this month you are proactively networking in the right areas. You are going out to increase your brand, and you're actively speaking to people about your problem and your money. Now tell me where you're doing the work to fix the problem. And it was, there's nothing. There's literally nothing. This is my highest business level priority problem, and it's not in my diary. And actually, to a T, everybody was the same. And so we're often like hiding from the one thing that is going to take us further. And these are successful people, business owners, investors, every single one of them. And yet we're on a very conscious level going, look, I know if I did more of this, I'd be further ahead. And so that is my goal. But the alignment as far as where we're deploying our time just isn't there at all. I think it's just such a great thing to go away and check on a very regular basis. And I do it on a weekly basis with my business manager. We sit down on a Monday morning and I say, okay, what are our priorities across the board? And then I ask myself several questions. And one is, from a business perspective, are you happy that you are deploying your time this week against its highest value? And so if I'm completely, let's take that example, if I'm whinging around, I don't have the equity and the funding to do these deals, and yet when I open the diary and we go through everything, like there's none of that in there, I've got to rewrite the script. I've got to go back and go, this is bullshit. I've got to take lessons from myself, and we've got to spend time where it's most needed. I also do exactly the same thing from a social, family, health, love perspective. So I'll say the second question is, when I look at my weekly calendar, am I happy that I'm deploying my time in the most valuable time outside of a business setting? So what it means to me is, am I seeing friends enough? Have I compartmentalized time for my children? Am I taking the wife out? And obviously it doesn't happen all the time. But if you're not deploying the right work to the most valuable areas of your life over time, you're not going to be where you want to be. So just ask yourself the question again. Is it just an organizational problem from where you want to be and know you should be doing to actually deploying that time onto your schedule? If it's in there, you're creating self-accountability, we might get a little bit further along.